Esto está muy guay, tío, porque me ha cargado aquí. Ya sabemos perfectamente todo el rollo, tío. Ya lo sabemos todo. Lo que pasa es que no lo guardamos en la experiencia. Lo sabemos nosotros como jugador, pero no nuestro NPC. Nuestro NPC no tiene ni idea de que Senkyo es el malo de la película. Así que entonces no nos va a salir una conversación en la que hablemos, en la que diga, oye, que tú, qué tal. Porque estaría mal, pues estaría guay que se repitiera otra vez, que volviéramos con Galerius y que dijéramos, bueno, pues ya sabemos. Así es que. Pero tú estabas en otro lado, tío. ¿Qué ves aquí? Está guay, tío, está muy guay, pero bueno, por lo menos se ha quedado en un punto en el que nos echamos para atrás. Senkiria sigue estando ahí. ¿Puede ser que este sea un final bueno? Tiene pinta de que este es un final bueno. Sí, tiene pinta de que este es un final bueno. Porque si os habéis dado cuenta, cuando salía la pantalla de finales, ponía 1 y 3 en la parte derecha, ¿no? En la parte baja. Luego el 4 al final y el 2 en la parte de arriba. Puede ser que ese sea un final bueno. Tiene pinta que sí. ¿Dónde vais?
On your best behavior, I trust.
Me parece que van. No te vayas. ¿Eres tú quien ha amenazado a Virginia?
No idea what you're talking about.
Sí, que fuiste tú. Encontré una carta sin terminar en tus aposentos.
Yes, so what? What are you going to do about it?
Solo te voy a pedir que dejes de amenazarlo.
And why should I? The one true God says that for man to lie with another man is an abomination.
Este es cristiano.
His presence here is a threat to us all. Well, I don't know. Maybe God hasn't noticed yet. But when he does, we're going to have a problem.
Me parece que tu nerviosismo es una amenaza mayor que los asuntos personales de Virgilio. A los dioses de Roma no les importa la homosexualidad, así que ¿por qué les iba a importar Virgilio?
There's only one true God. And he laid waste.
No era eso lo que tenía que haberle dicho. Porque este no. Claro. ¿Quién fue el que dijo haz a los demás todo lo que quieras que te hagan a ti? ¿Cómo crees que reaccionará el magistrado si supiera que estuviste en una secta? Deja en paz a Vigilio, te delataré ante todos.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Unless you want your
Vaya
job
por
broken,
Dios.
I think it's best if you don't ever talk to me again.
Yo tenía que darte algo.
I have nothing to say to you, caput mada.
Oye, que tengo que darte algo, que tengo algo para tu reumatitis. Hemos ido de malas.
I have nothing to say to you,
Qué mal. Este sabía lo de la pancarta, tío. Me parece que se han ido todos porque es la hora del...
Salve.
Vale.
Hello there, friend. May I say, that is a glory.
¿Dónde lo has sacado? Me hice con él el santuario de Diana y acto seguido descubrí que me habías encerrado dentro de los avispones. Logré escapar y tras un caballo horrible en el palacio, viajar en el tiempo, aquí estoy.
Are you well, stranger? Have you been out in the sun too long?
Debe decir a ver a Lucrecia a su clínica.
Confused? Perhaps you should go and see Lucretia in a clinic.
Necesito un poco de resina de selfie.
Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii.
¿Cómo que consigue 1000 denarios? Estás especulando con el precio de las medicinas, pero ¿a ti qué te pasa?
Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it.
Toma. Así de
Hear
todo.
what? You sure you're feeling all right? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic. We don't want another Navia on our hands. She claimed the statues were whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this silphium or not? Oh, you have it. I'm impressed.
1000 denarios menos. Vale. Un remedio muy valioso en la antigua Roma para curar diversas enfermedades, entre ellas
Pleasure doing business. Can I help you with anything else?
que te peten.
Very well. Another time.
Toma, dice toma. Rufio se me ha escapado ya.
Feeling all right? Thank you. I'm really glad you arrived when you did.
No sé si he hecho lo
All right.
adecuado.
Well, thanks again for helping remove the thorn from...
No sé si he hecho lo adecuado, ¿sabes? Porque el reumatismo se cura con corteza de sauce. Hostia, no quiere hablar conmigo.
I have nothing to say to you.
He caído a malas y ya. Es que estaba pensando que voy a tener que volver otra vez a pagarle para que me dé. Es que no hemos hecho nada, realmente. No sé si me entendéis. Ahí está esa
Salve,
mujer.
Dooley. How are you doing today? I'm sad. Am I going to die in here? I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be kinder than Sentius and let you out. I hope so. Galerius, what happens when you die? You're not going to die.
Le da corteza de sauce a Rufio. No me deja. Intenta convencer a Desio para que te entregue la resina. No sé por qué. No me la da por buena. Claro, bueno. Desaparición. Desaparición ya no me la puedo dar. Claro, desaparición. Puedo saber. Lo de desaparición puedo hacerme el loco e irme. Eso sí que es verdad. Averigua cómo evitar que Ulpio se quite la vida. Que se vuelva popular entre la mayoría de los votantes. Espina en la pata. Es que no me deja darse. No me
Anytime
deja dar.
soon, Dooley.
No
My
me deja.
mother told me, when you die, bury me as possible.
I have nothing to say to you.
Nada, tío, nada. Con este no puedo hacer nada. No puedo hacer nada. Si lo mejor que podría pasar, ¿sabéis qué es? Reiniciarlo. Lo mejor que podría pasar es reiniciarlo todo, tío. Bueno, claro, si le mato a este... si mato a este no puedo hacer nada.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Bueno, no. Ostras, tío, que me mata de verdad. Me mataron. Bueno, vale. Y digo, a ver si este es un final. Otra vez, tío, aquí. Claro, la idea es dejarla. La idea es dejarla ahí. Aquí está la puerta. Claro, la opción es...
You. Do you know you're here? I'm Centella. I thought he wants to keep us all here.
¿Cómo no quebrantó la regla?
I don't know. He said the gods are on his side because they don't want us to escape either.
Busca a Senquilia en la habitación cerrada de la villa de Melleolo. Porque tampoco quieren que escape.
Sentius, my dog. Behind me. There's the only problem. I'm going to take... I'm done. There won't be a... What?
Déjame ver si puedo convencer a Senkio de que nos deje marcharnos. Esto priorizará la nueva misión.
It's no use. You'll never persuade him of anything. I'm telling you, he's a monster. Please.
Puedo ser muy convincente.
You're making a mistake.
Enfréntate a Senkio en relación a su secuestro. Esto... Vale, me ha cambiado el tema, ¿eh? Me lo ha cambiado esto. Digo, le mato. Lo que tiene que hacer es no presentarse. No puedes presentarse a magistrado. Libérala. Esto es interesante. Vamos a ver qué pasa. Vamos a ver qué pasa, chicos. Uf, súper tarde, tío. Súper tarde. Voy a guardar. Que es lo que tiene que haber hecho antes. Vale, vamos a ver, Senkio.
Citizen,
Ciudadano.
we're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
Hemos tenido esta conversación
We
antes.
have? Wait, if I understand correctly, I must have entrusted you with figuring out who. Is that about right?
No voy a pensar.
Look, it's now.
Sé lo que hiciste esa Senquilia.
What are you talking about?
La tienes atada en el aljibe.
You know, you remind me
¿Recuerdas a él?
of him.
¿Quién?
Al Worth, the fellow who came through the portal before you. Come now. Surely you didn't think you were the only one here who remembered everything. You see, my connection to the portal somehow preserves my memories from one loop to the next. Whether that was Proserpina's intention or a happy accident.
Ahora nos está contando lo mismo que la otra vez.
But I'm surprised you hadn't noticed. Here I was thinking you were a little bit sharper than Al was. Or perhaps you're just more willing to break the rules. He was a moralistic fellow, never once compromised on his principles. And because of that fatal flaw, he relived this day many thousands of times before we finally had this conversation. I watched him come through the portal each time, always a little older, a little more disheveled, a little more haunted. And when he finally saw the futility of it all, as you're about to, it broke him. He drank
Se quitó la
a
vida
jug of
justo antes de
wine,
que le disparasen
tied
una
a
flecha
noose
de oro.
around his neck, and took his own life, just before he was shot with a golden arrow. The next time I awoke, you showed up, but you've caught up to where he was so quickly. I mean, you've lived through the day, what, 6 times?
6 veces, qué
Most
grande,
impressive.
es verdad. Esta es la
And
sexta.
yet everything you've done has been in
Han
vain.
cambiado,
Because there's no escape. Except the path that Al took, the path he wrote about on his tablet. What was it? Ah, yes. Best to take your own life.
Eso no era lo que había escrito él.
So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it?
Estás enfermo. Sabías que había una forma de escapar y ya está. ¿Por qué?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I
Vale,
have
esto
grown
lo-
it, and as long as this day keeps, I have found a way to.
Vale. Entrega la llave de la salida.
And why would I agree to that?
¿Por qué va a dártela? Si no la entregas, puede que causes una rebelión. ¿Y qué me impide tomarlo por la fuerza? Esto no se ha acabado. Claro, es que si no se va. Si no la entregas, puede que causes una
You
rebelión.
might want to think that through. If anyone so much as touches me, everyone dies. You and your pathetic morality. Nobody cares about your
Es lo correcto.
opinions, least of all, me. Understand that to me, you've never been anything more than a useful idiot, and you're no longer useful. The only way you're getting this key is over my dead body. And if I die, I won't be able to open the portal for you again, meaning you'll have created a paradox. You see, it was my actions that brought you to this point in time, so if you kill me, you'll stop me from doing so, and you being here will be an impossibility. That means if I die, you'll be flung back to your original time, having caused the deaths of everyone here, and you'll never be able to undo it. Is that what you want? I certainly hope not. In fact, I want it to go on and on forever, until you wither and die like Al did, and the gods send yet another useful idiot to extend my life for me. What are you going to do? Beg the gods for help? They don't care about you, and neither do I. Now, get out of my villa. I'm bored with you.
Averigua quién es más probable que rompa la regla de oro. Informa a Senki. La regla de oro, ¿quién es? Pues él mismo. La va a romper. Qué fuerte, tío. Y encima que...
I thought I told you to get out of my villa. I'm bored with you.
Flipante, tío.
On your best behavior, I trust?
Consigue las 4 placas robadas. Pregúntale a Iquicia cómo pedir ayuda a los dioses. La resina de selfie, ya la tengo. La regla de oro está hecha. Ya sabemos quién la va a romper. Bueno, sabemos que no hay. Claro. Hay un final y supongo que será matándolo directamente. Sin salvar a Senkila, ¿verdad? A ver.
Don't be so foolish. If you kill me, we all die. And if I die, I won't be able to open the portal for you again, meaning you'll have created a paradox. You see, it was my actions that brought you to this point in time. That means if I... Now, get out of my vid...
What the fuck? Ahora. Y toda la chapa.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Madre que te parió. No lo pillo, Este no se muere, Yo no lo puedo matar. Me parece a mí que no. No. A volver a empezar otra vez. Lo que pasa es que ahora se supone que la regla de oro ya no está. Y ahora a Rufio podemos darle la... Uf, qué locura, tío, qué locura.
Salve, friend. Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening. All right, let me see. Stop Fabia. I'll go, but once I'm done...
Eso es, muy bien. Con eso vamos adelantando faena. Fabia no muere y el tío que va por ahí con el arco no lo cargamos. ¿Para qué son los huevos de oca? Huevos dorados de oca. Parecen valiosos. De verdad, esto es una locura, tío. ¿Está aquí Rufio? No, no está Rufio.
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the...
Es que es un puntazo, intentar ayudarlos a todos. ¿Por qué aquí no me deja entrar? Puede ser que sea de los pocos sitios donde no he podido entrar todavía. A ver si está Rufio por aquí. Aquí está Desio. Ostras, tío, pues espérate que le está haciendo caso.
Hey, Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you a bow.
But why?
You know
Salve
why.
again, friend.
How am I gonna
I went and did as you asked. How is it
There are no
possible?
other
You've
weapons
just...
in the city. We all went along with the magistrates.
Come on! I just did as you asked. We need to be doing level with me. Keep it between us. You're a bit like... Sisyphus.
Sísifo.
Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago.
Vale,
He
esto no
was
lo...
forced to push a great boulder up to the top of a hill. Only forcing him...
Esto no lo habían contado
Tantalus
anteriormente.
was made to grasp at fruit on a... Oh. Anyway, I don't know, so I'll tell... Oh. That's kind of... Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Although... Oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you...
Galerio es buena gente. Galerio es buena gente. Y aquí tenemos a este, que este es otro, que él tenía la llave de un tesoro. Si es que hay cositas todavía que hacer, tío. Si es que hay cositas por hacer todavía. Denario solo, qué perdedor. Nada, hay que centrarse en las misiones y ya está, chicos. Si vamos aquí a lo loco, no conseguimos nada. No conseguimos nada. Y ahora que sabemos que Senkyo es el monstruo aquí, y además de verdad, He visto antes a la sacerdotisa. Y la idea es que nos quedan bastantes cosas, porque hay que evitar que Ulpio se quite la vida. Que eso no va a ser fácil. A Equicia, era Equicia, ¿no? Me ha parecido verla por aquí. Lo que pasa es que esta mujer ya estará, vaya usted a saberlo. Tiene que haber más recovecos. Tiene que haber más recovecos por aquí dentro. A lo mejor está aquí dentro, ha vuelto otra vez aquí. Te oigo, te oigo. Ah, aquí está. Vale, vamos a ver.
A new face, are they?
A ver. Livia tenía razón, estamos en el inframundo.
Oh my, that is quite a lot to take in. You'll have to give me a moment.
Let's see. If that is indeed the case, I suppose we'd better figure out what to do about it, hadn't we? We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide, who led him through a secret gate. So it seems you have 2 options: to confront the god of the underworld head on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide. Everyone so blunt where you're from. That option would be the boldest, as I said.
Hércules no podía manipular el tiempo ni convertir la materia orgánica en oro.
Are you telling me that you can? I won't pretend to understand exactly what that means, but if that's true, then perhaps you stand a chance. So, if you want to confront him, I'll help you as much as I can. Who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in the same sentence as Hercules one day. But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who, and for that, you'll need to enter the great temple overlooking the city. The problem is, the door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here, and there doesn't even seem to... I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed them, and in doing so, dishonored and angered our divine keeper. If you could recover and replace all 4 of those missing plaques, I imagine he might be willing to receive an audience again. It's the towering stone. You'll find them all over Rome.
Esto lo habíamos visto ya. Romano, griego, egipcio,
in that each of the 4
sumerio.
sides is decorated in a different... That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques. Roman, Greek, Egyptian. I'm afraid you're on your own with that one. But perhaps finding the other 3 will illuminate... Good question. To answer that, we first need to ask, it would have had the god's name engraved into it. So it may be that whoever desecrated it wanted that name to be forgotten. And there's only one group of people I know of. There's a cult in Rome. They've been known to... If I would...
Vale, vale, está hablando de los cristianos, vale.
As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and the problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their first Proserpina. It's said. It is. The gods are a mirror image of... If the stories are true, I imagine she's as desperate to escape as we are. If she really did help Orpheus and Sisyphus, the problem is, how do we communicate? Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit guide. I don't suppose you've come across one of those in your travels? Truly? And you're only bringing this up now? Then again, I suppose you were worried I'd think you were as mad. Can you tell me more? Is it the same? Fascinating. Perhaps she's a benevolent spirit. If she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to speak in cryptic whispers to avoid detection. Tell me, has she told you anything that might lead you to the way out?
Ya encontró la forma de escapar.
Truly? Then why are you still here?
Porque ese camino acarrea la muerte de casi todo el mundo y no quiero eso.
Ah, I see. Then it seems you have made a great sacrifice for all of us, friend. I admire your compassion. Truly. Thank you. But unfortunately, I'm afraid your only other option will be to confront
Eso es.
you know who. All right. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The best we can do. As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terror. In any case, time may Fortuna guide you. Although you may not need her with Proserpina on your side.